Alright guys, my project is on disaster management in Jamaica. Alright, my name is Zach Annette. I'm a political science and international affairs major at Florida State University. I'm also a senior. Okay, to get started, we're going to talk about the history, and we're going to look at Jamaica's disaster management system in the old way it used to be. The old way is you used to look at disaster management as something to be dealt with after disaster strikes. And while the international community used to think this way. They had a shift of ideals, and Jamaica would take a little bit longer to follow through with this. And the international community started to see that handling disasters before they strike, by preparing for them, rather than dealing with them after they strike, that they could handle these disasters a lot easier and more effectively. In 1973 through 1979, Hurricane Gilbert and the floods, over 40 were killed and $30 million in damages. It was basically this situation, these two situations, that would cause Jamaica to adapt to the international viewpoint of disaster management and view it as something that needs to be prepared for rather than dealt with afterwards. This leads to the new, and since now Jamaica's changed their mind, they've implemented a bottom-up approach to preparing for disasters, and they do so through three different levels, starting at the community level, which is the lowest, the parish level, which is the second highest, and then ultimately the highest level is the national level. First, we're going to look at the community level. The community level in a disaster situation is the first to act. And parishes, which are like the U.S. states, are broken up into zones or communities, and then all of which are responsible and trained for managing themselves for up to 72 hours after disaster strikes. So these communities are broken up out of these parishes, kind of like a county, and they're all trained to be able to withstand and take care of themselves for up to 72 hours, which is the goal of their disaster management project in Jamaica. And every zone also has its own chairman who is responsible for managing supplies and relaying this information to the parish disaster communities, which are the next level above it. And which at the parish level, they're responsible for taking that information given to them from the zone chairman and creating prudent plans for combating disaster situations. They're giving guidelines from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergencies Management, which is the ODPEM for short. And with these guidelines and information given to them from the zonal level, they're supposed to take this information and create a plan that falls within these guidelines that is effective for their area while providing resources and assistance when absolutely needed. Finally, at the national level, which is consistent of the NDC, which is the main overall national level of disaster preparedness, under which then falls the ODPEM, which is its main body, and it's also deprived of many other subcommittees as well. And organizations such as the Red Cross and the Salvation Army are also provide assistance at the national level. And they provide assistance to the 6 subcommittees. And these subcommittees are responsible for providing assistance in all main areas of need in a disaster situation, such as finance, education, welfare, water management, health services. The goal is to keep things running smoothly, like keeping these things set up so people can come to them and it's as if a disaster never struck because they still have access to the care that they need. You see that it's a bottom-up implementation because it starts at the community level, and then they request assistance from the parish level, and then the parishes get guidelines or request assistance from the national level. So it starts at the community level and works its way up. As you can see, it took them a while to change their viewpoints. They use a bottom-up approach. Community level is the first act. The parishes are next to act, and then the NDC comes in last and tries to clean everything up if needed. And that is basically my project. Thank you guys for watching.